Yeah, but with that aside, I feel like every video I'm getting comments about this one kid. I'm probably gonna say his name wrong, but Kai Soto, coming out of the Philippines, which is cool. He's just 20 years old and turned 20 in May. He's 7'2", 232 pounds. Is he projected to go in the second round? Best teams fit for. Let me look this up. Kai Soto projected NBA draft, because a lot of Knicks fans have wanting me to cover this guy. So, oh, he's working out with the Magic. He's got 12 pre-draft workout scheduled. That was actually in May, so he definitely has more since then. 4 days ago, he was coming in at number 49. 49. There's 30 teams in basketball, so second round. So the Knicks could get him. Wait, I suck at math. What second round pick did the Knicks have? Is it 42? I cannot remember. I am okay. So yeah, we could definitely get him then. We could, yeah, that would be in our range. So okay, so the Knicks could definitely get this guy. Let's just take a look at his scouting report. I mean, if we signed him, obviously we would still well, we'd have to draft him. Yeah, then we would sign him, but we'd still have Mitchell Robinson, of course. So we'll just take a look at his scouting report. I'm hoping he can shoot. If he can't shoot, I don't know why we would draft him, because we've got mentioned Sims, so like he's got to be able to do something a little bit different. So I'm looking at his pros, and I'm just seeing solid and decent. I mean, I'd imagine he's a prospect, like he's a second round pick, so I'm not expecting this kid to produce right away, but let's take a look. So he's tall, agile. He's obviously a big man that currently is he's playing in the NBL. He can rebound and block shots, and he will look to protect the paint to help his team defensively. He also has some post-up skills due to possessing deft footwork and shooting touch in the paint. He also appears to have shown an improved jump shot recently. Okay, he improving his jump shot. And because he's playing over in the NBL, I mean, maybe that could help him come to the NBA and be a better player. So he is coming off the bench actually in that league, so he'll need to get stronger and more disciplined defender. I mean, that's the thing though, is I don't know anything about this kid. I'm just getting so many comments from Knicks fans, but that's why I like where the Knicks are. Because imagine if we trade for Donovan Mitchell. Like, let's say we trade Emmanuel. We're gonna have to give words. There's no way we're getting Mitchell without giving up RJ. RJ Barrett, 3 first round picks, Fournier. I don't know, Obi, something crazy like that. Well, now we have Donovan Mitchell. We have no one around him, and we're going to be expected to win. I mean, that's going to be just exhausting, especially, I mean, for the team alone, but as a content creator, is like coming up here talking about the Knicks. Man, like, I don't even think the Knicks would. Do you think the Knicks would even? They would make the playoffs, but like they would literally lose in the first round. I mean, the Jazz continue to lose in the first round with a better roster. Quinn Snyder, Rudy Gobert, another All Star. I mean, the Knicks don't have another All Star. The Knicks don't have an All Star to begin with. I mean, RJ I think will become one, but Julius Randle definitely is not an All Star. So it's like, see what I'm saying, bro. So if we do get this Soto kid, well, we can bring him off the bench and really develop him and see what he's got. I will say, I don't know how him, Mitch, and Sims would work. I mean, we'd have 3 big men that need minutes. Like, Sims is good enough to be in the rotation. Like, there's no one should be telling me that the Knicks should not be having Jericho Sims in the rotation. He showed that he definitely can be. I don't think he's ready to start, but so would we just let Mitch walk? I mean, we can't let Mitchell Robinson walk for nothing. We've got to at least sign and trade him, maybe for we're not getting Brunson, but I don't know. But let me know your guys' thoughts on the video, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Knicks Daily, bro. Let's go. Knicks is hype, bro. I'm so excited to be making Knicks videos like this rather than just kind of clickbaiting you guys, man. But yeah, we've got something cooking up in here, man. What's up, guys? Knicks Daily here back. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I post videos every single day on the Knicks that you're not going to want to miss out. So the best news that I've heard probably all offseason so far, of course, if you're a Knicks fan, I mean, we didn't make the playoffs, so offseason began over a month ago, was that the Knicks are unlikely to trade for Donovan Mitchell because apparently Miami could theoretically center Tyler Hero and multiple first-round picks, which would trump New York's best offer. And that's coming from Jake Fisher. I mean, obviously that's just like hypothetically speaking, like anyone could offer more than the Knicks. But at the end of the day, I don't think Donovan Mitchell would really change much for the Knicks because we've already got RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly. We also have a guy that we drafted in Quentin Grimes, who didn't really stay healthy last season, but he can shoot the basketball, of course, coming out of the University of Houston. We've also got Miles McBride. We've got our pick, of course, at 11. We've got Dallas's pick next season. We've got our pick. We've got a second-round pick this season. So we've got a couple of picks to work with. We've got a good young core. All the Knicks really need right now is just someone that can develop the younger players. I mean, Coach Tibb, I think he is a good coach, but I don't think he's really right for the Knicks right now because it took him too long to figure out what we had going. Like Obi Toppin, we didn't even realize that he actually was this good because he didn't play much. So, I mean, how do you draft Obi Toppin eighth, like top 10, and you don't even ever give him over 30 minutes? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So the Knicks obviously got young talent. I mean, the Knicks played better at the end of the season because they just committed to the younger guys and they were more explosive and more dynamic. And of course, I'm referring to a guy like a Taj Gibson. I mean, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks. We didn't really get to see Nerlens Noel because he's another guy that just can't stay healthy. But it's basically it. I was like Kemba Walker is another veteran. So we decided to just gotta get these guys out of the rotation, and even Julius Randle to an extent. And then we saw a guy like an Emmanuel Quickly and Mitchell Robinson and R.J. Barrett and Obi Toppin. And when we did see Quentin Grimes, he looked really good. Like that Miami game that we won on the road was one of the best Knicks wins of the season. So the Knicks were exciting. I mean, turning on a Knicks game definitely the past couple of years hasn't been ideal. I mean, I would say since what would you guys say 20? Of course, last season was pretty good, but obviously it didn't end well. But like 2013, when we won 54 games, seems like forever ago. That was such a good year. But since then, there really hasn't been much to root for. I mean, I guess Porzingis for a little bit when we drafted him in the lottery, but of course we ended up trading him to Dallas. So, but right now, definitely there's a reason to watch the Knicks just to see what happens with RJ Barrett, to see what happens in the draft, to see what happens just moving forward. Just because the Knicks, I can't even remember the last time they just drafted their team and continued to develop them. I don't know if it's ever happened. I mean, when I made this channel originally, of course, I was talking about the games and I was talking about what's to come, but I mean, the idea was really because I mean, when I started this channel, there was only like 2 months of the season left. So I was like, oh, the offseason, there's going to be so much rumors for the Knicks, like trading and signing players. But I'm actually kind of glad that I don't think the Knicks are going to take that route because that's why the Knicks have failed so much is they make trades and they like trade picks and they trade for players that are maybe a little bit not necessarily past their prime, but they don't have enough talent around them to compete. Like obviously the biggest one would be trading for Melo. I mean, it would be a mistake to trade for Donovan Mitchell, and the most viewed video on my channel is trading for Donovan Mitchell. So I mean, Knicks fans and NBA fans they want to hear these rumors, but I mean the Knicks are better off just. I mean, still, they can go out and get a guy like a D'Angelo Russell. I know a lot of Knicks fans don't want D'Lo because obviously maybe his lack of defense or his consistency, which is fine. But I mean, if we're giving up Fournier, Burks, and like a Dallas pick, I really don't think it matters. But we've got to do something. I mean, Emmanuel Quickly, we're going to give him the keys. I hope. Coach Tibb is never going to give Emmanuel Quickly the keys. So if we have Coach Tibb, it's not going to be Quickly. It's going to be Alec Burks at point guard. I mean, think about that. Coach Tibb was playing Burks at point guard over Emmanuel Quickly. It tells you all you need to know about the direction that the Knicks are heading in. So the Knicks definitely. I mean, sure, I'd like to see them make the playoffs. Like to see them make the play-in, but only if we're doing it just by developing the guys and they start to break out. Like if RJ Barrett goes from I don't know, is RJ a borderline All Star? I mean, RJ Barrett, we're hoping he can get to an All Star level, and we took him third in the draft in 2019, obviously after Zion and Ja. So if RJ can become an All Star and even better than that, I'd be ecstatic. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is just seeing what we can get out of Obi and Mitch and Jericho Sims and Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride. The fact that we have the 11th pick definitely is intriguing to me because maybe we'll be able to find someone that can help us win. Maybe we'll find a star like a Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey type of player. I mean, Maxey was actually in the 20s, I want to say, and Halliburton was like around that. I think he was 12 or something, around that, the range that the Knicks have. So